Like you've got to get stronger to get bigger. You've got to get stronger to get bigger. You've got to get stronger to get bigger. And I didn't know that before. So you're not going to get stronger with 12 to 15 reps. It's just, you're going to plateau really, really quickly. So what I do now is I do my first set of every exercise I do. My first set after I warmed up. My very first set, I do between 4 to 6 reps. I consider that my heavy set. I rarely go below 4 and I rarely go above 6 for my very first set. So I put on a weight that I can only do 4 to 6 reps of. If I'm doing pull-ups, I'll do, warm up set or whatever, not too much, but just to warm it up. And then I'll add a weight vest, or a weight belt, and I'll do my 5 reps. That's like my first set, 5 reps of pull-ups. And then I drop the weight and do more, drop the weight and do more, drop the weight and do more. My very first lift on all my exercises now is strength-based, 5 reps. That's the average rep there, average rep range, 5 reps. And then I drop the weight and go up by a rep or 2. I drop the weight and go up by a rep or 2. And I do 4 or 5 sets until I get to about 12 reps. Once I get to 12 reps, I never really go beyond that. On a high rep day, I might go beyond that. With high rep days, I throw in there like every other week. But for the most part, I don't think they're super important. I think what's mostly important, what you got to focus on is the strength at the start of the exercise when you're freshest. A lot of people do the opposite. A lot of people come in, they start with 12 reps, then they go 10, then they go 8, and they keep adding on weight, and the reps go down. I do the opposite. I want to start with low rep because that's one of my absolute strongest. That's one of my freshest. I want to see what I can do. And then I take the weight off and it feels so much easier. I'm like, oh, it's lighter. I can do more reps. I still max out just a couple reps later, but it feels lighter. It feels good. And the pump comes on really, really nice. So that's the opposite of what I used to do. And my resting between sets, as opposed to resting between 1 and 2 minutes, I now rest 3 to 4 minutes. And the way I do that is I just have a song on. And right after I finish my set, I press play on the song, and every song on my playlist pretty much is between 3 and 4 minutes. So once the song is over, I'll go back, do another set. So as opposed to just waiting and looking at the clock, I'll just listen to the song, and I'll wait till the song is over. That's like the biggest change right there with my training. All right, my frequency has changed, my reps have changed, my rest in between sets have changed, and my exercises have changed. I'm now lifting specifically for building a physique. And they just so happen to be my favorite exercises as well. Now, as far as habits go, habits that I think contribute to a great physique would be the way I shower. I used to have hot showers. I used to have hot showers. And having a hot shower and having a hot sauna after a workout is like the worst thing you can do. Because your muscles are already inflamed. Your muscles are already broken down. They're already hot. And you're putting them under more heat, and it just keeps the inflammation going. Like, if you really hurt yourself, if you like break your wrist or something, are you gonna put it in hot water? No, you put it in ice water. Like, you wanna heal it. So ice is very healing. So every single morning, and some nights as well, most nights as well, I'm having a cold shower, and it feels so damn good. I used to resist it. I used to think I was like, designed for the tropics, which I am, but I used to like resist the cold because I was like, oh, I just really like the warm, like the warmth and me, like we go together, like, a hand and a mitt. I just really loved the heat. And now it's weird, like I shun the heat. Like I look down on the heat. Like when I'm in there, I'm in the shower, I started cold now. I go in there, I'm like, yeah, fucking amazing, woo! And I've just like programmed myself to associate the cold with pleasure now, which is awesome. You can do that. You can rewire your brain. I'm in there, I'm loving it, and then every now and then I'm like, okay, it's enough, go back to hot, go to hot now. I go to hot and I'm like, this is boring, anyone can do this. Like, it feels cozy, it feels comfortable as soon as it hits you, like, oh, like warmth, that's so nice, thank you. Gratitude starts coming out. But then you're like, okay, it's way too easy. Let's go back to the cold, here we go, woo! And you're back to the cold, amazing, and then back to the warmth after a bit. And you're like, oh, okay, that's too easy. Everyone does this. Like, you understand why the world is so effing lazy. Everyone's having these hot showers. You wake up, you have a cold shower, you're not going to be lazy. You're going to get shit done. It gets you moving. 2 things there. Number 1, with the cold showers, is it helps my recovery. And number 2 is it just makes me feel like, and it puts me into these power pose positions. Like I'm going, and I get out of the shower afterwards too, because I always finish with cold. And I look in the mirror, I'm like, They've done studies where athletes who do power poses release way more testosterone than athletes who don't do these power poses. And you can just Google power poses, and you'll see what comes up. After this video, go watch some power pose videos on YouTube. And doing power poses releases testosterone. Having cold showers releases testosterone. So I'm getting in cold showers, I'm doing power poses at the same time. And they must naturally release testosterone, because I don't know how else I'd be doing so well in the gym and seeing such great gains. Like, obviously there's the human growth hormone from intermittent fasting. There's the fact that I've been really consistent doing the same exercises over and over and over again for the past many, many months. There's the fact that I'm eating enough calories. And then there's just like these other factors, like getting in the testosterone release from the cold showers and the power poses. So that's a really key one right there. Oh, and the recovery factor as well. That's like a habit there. The other habit too is before bed every night, I used to go to bed scrolling on Facebook, or go to bed scrolling on Instagram, or go to bed watching YouTube videos. Like I'd be blasting myself with this blue light. And now before bed, I have a blue light blocking app on my phone. And if you're hitting your eyes blue light before bed, way less melatonin gets released. And you need melatonin to recover properly. And if you're hitting your eyes with blue light right before bed, less melatonin gets released. And I remember reading about Conor McGregor's recovery, part of his protocol, and his coach was like, we don't let Conor use any lights, any iPhone or any computer 2 hours before bed. Because if Conor is seeing stimulation from the computer 2 hours before bed, his sleep is going to be like way less effective. And we need Conor to be the most efficient beast out in the world, right? We need him to be the best athlete in the world. This is when he's preparing for Mayweather. So I was like, yo, if it's good enough for Conor, it's good enough for me, man. I'm cutting out the lights before bed. And every night now, when I shut the light off, I think of Conor McGregor. I'm like, if it's not good enough for Conor, why would it be good enough for me? So I don't do that anymore. Instead, what I do to maximize my sleep is I don't do that, but instead I'll just have a little candle lit or have a salt lamp in the room. And I'll just be writing out my goals on paper, and I'll be listening to a self-programming MP3 that I've created for myself. So I listen to that not every single night, but most nights I'll listen to that self-reprogramming MP3. And in the self-reprogramming MP3, which I created myself, I go through like how I want to be living, how I want to be eating, who I want to be hanging out with, and how I want to be feeling, how I want to be looking. And the part where it talks about how I want to be looking, like when it talks about that, I can clearly visualize what that looks like. I'm like, oh wow, that's a great physique. So I'm visualizing every single night. So then when I wake up in the morning, I listen to MP3 first thing in the morning as well. And I look in the mirror and I'm like, dude, that's exactly what I envisioned when I was listening to the MP3. And it's even like it's enhanced because I'm so like indoctrinated with that MP3. Whereas before, like I said, I used to just go to bed on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, just like watching what everyone else was doing. Now I'm programming my mind for what I want to accomplish, what I want to achieve from my life, from my body. So I think that's a really big game-changing habit right there. As well as having a vision board on either the background of the laptop or background on your phone, also a really great idea. I had a vision board in the background of my phone for a while. I recently changed it, but on that vision board, I had a picture of a body that I'm like, oh, I want that body. I want that style of body. So I was looking at that picture every single day. Now when I look at pictures, I'm like, oh, my body looks very similar to that body that's on my vision board. So that's really, really powerful as well, having a reminder of what you want to look like and what you want to feel like, which is more important. Now, I keep looking over here because I got all my notes here. Another difference is in my supplementation. So I used to be really irregular with all my supplementation. I used to supplement with everything from